Okay, we gotta do that. That's awesome. All right.
Hello, and welcome to another timely episode of Not Coming Soon. As you can see, I've been growing my beard to show the time has passed. I'm also just having a little bit of a constant identity crisis. But not today. Today we're going to talk about a new movie that is not coming soon.
Ooh, yeah.
But before we get there, we just have a couple things to talk about and get out of the way. Yeah.
You mentioned the identity crisis. What's your name?
Oh, that's right. My name is Jeff Myers.
My name is Ryan Myers. Welcome.
Appreciate
you coming to the show, guys.
If they don't know us by now,
yeah. Who's starting this little shindig on episode 22? Who's doing that? Please, somebody.
Please come watch the backlog. It's gonna be great. But you've picked the perfect episode to start on because we will be beginning a new idea this episode after we talk about a couple of things here and there.
Yeah, this is an anthology in a way. Yeah,
exactly.
So,
to celebrate the physical media release of Megan, I decided to watch Megan on HBO Max.
Thoughts?
I had a good time.
Okay.
I don't think that it said anything particularly profound, and I had to move on and watch something with a similar concept and get into the profound a little bit more after watching Megan. But I had a great time with Megan, and it was not nearly as horror as I thought it was. It really wasn't.
I almost screamed at that initial trailer. It was like a half laugh, scream, terror.
Yeah. It's a meme.
It's a meme.
That's the whole movie was meant to be a meme. That's it.
Hey, it succeeded. See it everywhere.
Yeah. Do you have questions?
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna ask what this profound piece of mechanized cinema you watched afterwards. You can go back to Megan afterwards, but
yeah. So to cleanse the palate of memedy, I then watched Alex Garland's 2014 Ex Machina.
Okay, all right, nice, yeah.
Which I would put up in my list of favorite movies.
It's fantastic.
I love that movie. Oscar
I love the vibe
Isaac
of
is
it.
out of his mind in that.
Love it.
He's so good.
Love it.
Like living and working in tech, that is a personality that is all over the place.
Yeah, praised.
So it's and almost prescient, I guess, in this time right now with AI and everything that is being talked about, and how we're people from Google are literally leaving the company because they say that their AI chatbot is sentient and is in love with them. It's insane.
The modern dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
Not to derail us too much, but did you see? I think they said that there was an episode of South Park that they let be written by ChatGPT.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably.
But yeah.
There's enough content trained on South Park at this point. How many episodes of South Park are there? I didn't even know South Park was still going on.
I know. I just could. I recognize that a lot of the humor is good, but I can't get past. And I know it's supposed to look like the way it looks, but I just I hate looking at it. Apologies to fans. I can't stand looking at it. Anyway, Megan
Ex Machina. Meme, Ex Machina, great. Oh man, what a film!
Yeah. So that seems so surprising to me. From only have watched the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about like the vibe of this movie being. Would you say it was overall joking, or was it so ridiculously quote scary. That
No,
it was funny.
They definitely were leaning into what kind of movie they wanted to make. It was definitely satirical. Like there were voice assistants everywhere. There were bosses who were criticizing the Megan project and then saw a demo of it, and then it was like, oh man, we have to fast track this. Kind of like it, definitely an irresponsible tech angle to it. But I would not call it a horror movie.
Okay. Yeah. All right. It does remind me of, did you see, I don't know if it was an expo or just like a fan day or whatever for Disney, and they had the Judy Hopps robot?
I saw that.
I mean, the writing was on the wall with the Spider-Man acrobatics that they got going on right now. But wow.
I think in the article that I read, they said that they made it purposefully clumsy to make it more endearing. But like,
because yeah.
So like, if you can't make it perfect, why not make it fail in a way that's cute?
Yeah, it's smart.
It's wild.
It is wild.
They're coming for the Disney cast members now.
That was my next point was, do we see a shift in characters? I feel like there's been a shift, and it's to like real people.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
I don't like it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Put like, I mean, the best one, or not the best ones, but they have done it before, where it's like Kronk, who's like supposedly a human, or is a human. They have him like a human inside a Kronk costume. Like, that's totally fine. Don't dress somebody up like in Kronk cosplay and put him out in the park.
Exactly. The most egregious example of this is Jack Skellington.
Yeah,
Jack Skellington is disturbing. People,
really?
If you have not seen the Jack Skellington costume that they wheel around in Disneyland, this is stuff of nightmares.
Yes, it's in Disney World as well. But you know what's really frustrating is, it looks horrendous. It almost doesn't even look like the character. It's like dressed like the character, but like its head it's just all wrong. But they have a puppet that introduces the Halloween fireworks show, and it's larger. It's like the Jack Skellington proportions, and it's very cool. It looks extremely cool, and it was like dark at night, so you couldn't see the handlers, so it looked very real. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm assuming that's what's at the meet and greet, Jack Skellington. But nope. You get nightmares. It's horrifying. Look it up. It's all wrong. Anyway, we get derailed a bit again.
But that's just a little tangent on robotics.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Robotics. See if I can weave this web. I don't think I can. Watching Peaky Blinders.
Okay, yeah, but why are you watching Peaky Blinders?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because one of the greatest, if not ill-fated, scientific discoveries of the modern era, if that's in, is the splitting of the atom to create the atom bomb.
You know what's really interesting is that in Ex Machina, Donald Gleason quotes Oppenheimer talking about the creation of the atomic bomb.
There it is, folks. Oppenheimer by Christopher Nolan, starring Cillian Murphy, who, to get myself hyped, not that I couldn't be more hyped already, I started watching Peaky Blinders. I'd never watched it before.
I have never dabbled in Peaky Blinders either.
It's to be honest with you, I don't know if you'll love it because it's kind of like British Sopranos. It's not as like high society, like fine tuned like that. It's from the.
Hey, I can get down with the working class.
Yeah, it's more like that. Yeah. But Cillian Murphy is a presence, absolute presence. And I hear Tom Hardy comes in a little later, and I'm very excited about that. Sam Neill is in the first season.
Who?
Sam Neill.
Wow, that's exciting.
He has an Irish accent. Yeah,
incredible.
Peaky Blinders. That wasn't bad.
If I had seen the show.
I was telling all of our Peaky Blinder fans out there. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of it so far. I just finished season 1 actually, finale. I watched it today on lunch. Another show I'm watching that is not done because I just realized they're doing another season 4. True Detective, which I believe you have watched seasons 1 through.
Yes, I've watched seasons 1 through 3, and it is anthology, so each season is its own separate story. Yeah.
Yes, I will say I'm enjoying, but not as heavily invested in season 2 as I am the first one.
Season 2 feels a lot more, I guess, generic.
Yeah,
like
that's what a lot of the dialogue is leaving something to be desired, and I feel like they went a little maybe too big with it, so they like had to touch on all these different things, all these different characters and how they all tie in. It's tricky. The first one was fantastic because it's you follow Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson in this crazy case. It's very focused. It's very intense. This I feel spread too thin.
Yeah, the high conceptness of the first one, where you have the case that's spread over so many years, and you're going back and forth in time, and following somebody, these younger characters, and then it all kind of coalesces, and they finish the case in the older period. Yeah. So I think that was really hard to live up to.
Absolutely.
As much as I love the cast that they pulled together for the second season.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
great cast. Emily called when they visited the spoilers for people who haven't watched first season of True Detective. When they went to the school that was closed down and the dude was cutting grass, Emily was just like, "Bet he did it. Bet he's the guy." And so the whole time she's like, "Bet's the guy in the lawnmower." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure it's the guy in the lawnmower."
Yeah,
and when the
good call.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then it was like the second to last episode where they see him and he's on a lawnmower again, and it's in like, and I'm like, "You have got to be kidding me." Never lived that down. Yeah, but it was the guy on the lawnmower. I'm sure you people know it was. Yeah, which it's So, but True Tech, and the intro song from the first season is an absolute banger. Like, oh man, you go back and
honestly
listen to
been
it.
a very long time.
Yeah, it's a great song, and the intro is so cool. Like they did it's amazing. Same style done in season 2, and the song is cool, but it's like all build up and no like release. It feels like, so it's like menacing the whole time, and still it's a cool and unique intro. But I was like, I missed that first song. It's a good one. Go check it out. Couldn't tell you what it was called.
There's a good chance it's just True Detective intro or whatever.
It's maybe.
Is it a?
You could find it that way. Yeah. I'm sure. Speaking of intro songs, though, we were in a record store the other day. There was the Sopranos TV show soundtrack, and I'm like, speaking of banger intro songs, woke up this morning. Got some gabagool. Was it? Got yourself a gun, Jeffrey. It wasn't on the freaking album.
Unbelievable.
What? Typical. It's ridiculous. But yeah, True Detective. It's good. Season 2, yeah. You got Vince Vaughn. You got Rachel McAdams. You got Colin Farrell.
Taylor Kish.
Kish? What?
Taylor Kish. Right?
Taylor Kish. Is he the...
John Carter himself.
Yes. John Carter. Disney's beloved lost treasure. I don't think I ever watched John Carter. Did you watch John Carter?
No.
I don't think I ever saw it. What was it? Is it based on something? It's got to be based on
I believe it's based on like a novel or a comic, like a series or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to dive into Disney's portrayal of real sea creatures?
No, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. Why don't we stick on the music and talk about your outing?
Yep. Oh, music! Little Mermaid has got great music, and it seems like this one's gonna have great music, and also intro songs are also music, is what I think you were actually referring to, and Jeff here and Sam, generous souls, gifted Emily and myself tickets to a night with Hans Zimmer, candlelight quartet. Hans was not. It was not present.
Not present.
Hans, they couldn't get him.
Not that generous.
No. But it was awesome. I purposely did not look at the set list because I wanted to see if I could get it. But little did I know they were going to introduce each one before they did. But wow, Hans Zimmer, the life and work of Hans Zimmer, the guy who might not know, did Lion King. He did the score for Lion King, which, fun fact, they mentioned this in the spiel. So Elton John did the songs, the lyrics, and Hans Zimmer did the score, and they both won Oscars for music.
Unbelievable.
For the Lion King. Unbelievable.
Did Elton John win like Best Original Song?
Or... He might have won Best, maybe. He won something. He won an Oscar for a song, or... Because that would have been it, right? It would have been score and then Best Original Song.
I believe so.
I think, yeah. I think you're right. So yeah, Hans won for score. And he also did the music for Madagascar, which Jeffrey has also seen the same show, but in a different locale. So he knows all good and well that Hans Zimmer did the score for Madagascar, which if you're like, I can't place the score for Madagascar. If you heard it, you would know.
It's a banger.
You would know. It's a banger. It's a banger. And something that one of the the musicians said before, I can't remember which song, the instrument players is what I was going to say. Before, something the musician said was Hans Zimmer could not read sheet music. Or he doesn't write, that's what he said. Is that a thing? Have you heard that before?
I don't know if I've heard that before. I've heard, I feel like I've heard things like he is more of a, like, I just need to play it, or like I need to like give the direction. Yeah. I listening to these, like the numerous scores and the unique sounds. Some of them sound somewhat like you can hear that it's the same guy, but like these unique, very powerful themes. How do you go about, like, because you can't even, if you just like tried to hum something, like you could, like Pirates, like you go da, 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 da. But think about all the different instruments that are involved in that. Like how do you create that? How do you say, hey, this is what I want? That is amazing to me. My goodness, which Pirates of the Caribbean also, Hans Zimmer. Great.
You
might be interested. You might be wondering to yourself, I've listened to the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack on my walks or on my commute, and it doesn't say Hans Zimmer as the composer for said songs.
Oh, because he collabed.
He did collab. I believe that he was like. My understanding is that he was working on, I think, Gladiator at the same time.
Which has a lot. That one, Gladiator and Pirates have very similar.
If you listen to Gladiator and Pirates back to back, you're like, oh, okay, he was definitely working on this at the same time. But I think that he was committed to Gladiator first, and was not able to fully commit to Pirates.
I wonder, because they mentioned it was a... Oh, okay. That's interesting. Because I wonder, I didn't know that. And they said that he wrote this with so-and-so and so-and-so.
Klaus something. But I believe he is credited on the follow-up Pirates movies.
He is. We watched that the other day. Yeah. Demon's Chest, and it just says music by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Which the Gladiator, I I guess it's the theme. I don't know. That it plays throughout.
Yeah.
But that was one of the ones that would come up pretty frequently in my movie composition extravaganza.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a version of the song that like has somebody like singing. I'm guessing like in Latin or
probably
something like that. But it was cool to hear that the instrumental, the music for it. When in Rome. So that was very cool. But yeah, they said this is the song from Gladiator, and I'm like, oh, expecting this. It's only like the half or the like back third is this tune that I'm thinking of,
mm-hmm.
And the front is what sounds a lot like Pirates, and I was like, I thought Pirates that sounds just like Pirates.
Yeah.
But man, crazy.
So
awesome.
Really interesting to hear those tunes with just a quartet, because a lot of it, a lot of the stuff that he does is really deeper and with a lot more low frequency music instruments, and then technical. A lot of it's like
right.
Sometimes I'm like, okay, this definitely could have used a piano in the quartet, but
well, I was waiting for him to strut out with the guitar when they're playing Time from Inception. Have you seen that clip? It's like full orchestra playing his music, and he comes out playing the electric guitar.
Oh my gosh!
Part of
unbelievable
Time.
What a rock star!
He's got like a huge smile on his face. It's like, very
unbelievable.
Is there I feel like there's because they said that's Time from Inception. Like, Interstellar plays a lot with time, and I thought there was a song called Time from Interstellar, but I guess there isn't, because he wrote the music for Inception, and there's a song from Inception called Time, so I got confused there. Yeah. The song we were referring to, ladies and gents, is as they're exiting the plane in the airport, the song that just intensifies as that happens in Inception, I believe is called Time.
There is a song called Running Out from Interstellar.
Okay. Because there's one that it starts, there's a click. It's like of a clock, it sounds like. And supposedly that one click stands for like X amount of time on Earth. So it like amplifies how intense them wasting time is. And they play music from Dunkirk too. Oh, I was thinking about this when we were watching it. Do you happen to know if Hans was contracted with Warner Brothers, or if him and Christopher Nolan were just buds? And they both had contracts, or they both had contracts at Warner Brothers, or I was thinking about that, because I was like, they both do a lot of Warner Brothers movies, or they did. Chris is on his own now.
Yeah, on his own. Let's see if he's going to be the composer for Oppenheimer.
Oh, that's a good question. It's an excellent question.
Going out on his own. Let's see. I wonder if they have that locked in yet. I would imagine. Oh, no. Christopher Nolan has found his new guy. Oh. He did Tenet and is now doing Oppenheimer.
Oh. Okay.
I think that Hans might be pretty busy with Dune.
Ah, yes, because he did play
which they played lends credence to Warner Brothers deal.
It does. That's what I was wondering. I was like, But yeah. Amazing. Think about any prior to probably like, because I'm thinking like Ludwig is kind of taken off. There's like some big themes out there right now that more musicians are writing. But like think like 2010 and prior. If you recognize a score, it was probably either John Williams or Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, pretty wild.
It is wild. They have so many titles to their name, and it's fun flipping through like Hans Zimmer's like filmography, because then you'll get Madagascar and like some of the like random animated movies that is like wow.
And he can just like crank them out. He can do like 4 in a year. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Like I said, how do you get that out of your head? And
I don't know, man.
Amazing.
People are talented.
People are talented. people are talented.
Speaking of talented people, should we
talk about ourselves?
Talk about
yeah.
Woo! Woo! All right. Yeah.
I think we should, Jeff.
Movie idea.
New movie. An all-new movie. Yes. Coming at you. What you got?
All right. Okay. So this is a new movie idea from myself
Awesome.
that we're going to develop here.
Yes.
So this story will be about two men.
Yes.
One is a old, wealthy landowner.
Delightful.
One
the dream.
is a youth on the front end of his career as an entrepreneur, heading out west to strike it rich.
Yeah.
In the gold rush.
A period piece.
A period piece.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So my vision of this is to jump back and forth between these two. This is a young, hopeful man who's taken his family across the country to seek opportunity in this new region that has been unlocked.
Yeah.
And
all right.
And the old man is towards the end of his life. He's not happy. He's rich beyond his wildest dreams. However, he didn't have the family and the connections that he thought he was going to have, that he thought would come with the riches. Now, through
Can't buy love.
Through our time that we spend with the old man, we come to see that he's talking about his start, and he's talking with a friend about how he came to be this way and how he came to his riches, and we start to see some little things here and there with the story of the younger man that line up with this story with the old man, and then and he is remembering back, and he's like, man, in that time before I was rich like this, I was happy, and I had my family was being started and things, and then I've just lost it all, and then he says the phrase that he wishes he could go back. And apologies. Let's go back just. Okay, so he's telling a friend in a bar or whatever. He's taking him through his life story about how he wishes that he could go back and he could live a simpler life. He could live and just take advantage of the time that he was able to spend with his family. That time that he was able to. Just live and be happy and not worry about all the things that he had to worry about as a rich man.
Right. Which I'm sure is a lot.
Exactly. And tying back into our previous story, grass is always greener. Exactly. So he tells a story about how he struck it big. So he was mining. He was in this cave. He was with this old prospector that was showing him how to to prospect and find gold, and this old prospector and him come across a giant trove of gold. Just giant. And whilst uncovering this, as a youth, he had gotten covered in rocks. The cave had caved in on him. Yeah. And this old prospector pulled him out of the rubble, and whilst he was recovering and lying there, passed out from all the rocks crushing his lungs, the old man disappeared, and he never saw him again. So he assumed that the old man was taken by the rocks. And then he says, nothing but trouble followed him after that. And that old man haunts him to this day. And every day he looks into the mirror and sees that old man more and more. And then he says that he wishes he could go back and never enter that cave. Goes to bed for the night.
Oh, yeah. Oh God, we're not done. Oh.
Goes to bed for the night, and he wakes up.
Yeah.
And he's back in time. He's back in time, and he walks out into the city square, and there he is, his younger self. And that's the guy we've been following.
Wow.
Yeah. So then he meets with this young man and tries to gently steer him away from this mountain, but inevitably, time is a flat circle, and can't do anything to change the past, and he ends up causing him to go into this cave, which he was trying to avoid, and
my God.
And that's what I have so far.
Okay.
So like a time travel western.
Yeah.
About gold rush.
Nice. Have you... Okay. The digging for gold with an old prospector.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. I don't know if it's... I don't think it's There Will Be Blood. Is it one
They're
of
digging
the...
for oil in that one.
Right. Oh, God. It sounds so familiar. Maybe it's just because it's so good.
Digging for gold. So, in what way?
That scene just sounded familiar, like I'd seen it before. I think there's one of the Ballad of Buster Scruggs stories is similar to that, but I think there's only one guy. So, or maybe I can't. He got it. It sounds familiar, but I can't place it. So maybe it's not a thing, and it's not like that holds up. That messes with any of the rest of the story.
Yeah. Well, we are. The old man is him.
Right.
The prospector is him. So the whole idea is that he goes back in time trying to... Well, he goes back in time. He just happens to be back in time. He makes a wish or whatever. It's a Freaky Friday situation. The magic's not explained. But so he goes back in time, and his whole goal while he's there, he's like, I'm here. I guess I made this wish so that I would not come into these riches. Let me do my best to make sure I don't come into these riches. And he pushes his younger self into the same pattern that got him there in the first place. So he for example, I was thinking about the younger self is his idea to become rich is not to mine for gold, but to sell textiles or mining gear or whatever.
Yes. There you go.
And his older self is meeting him and mumbles under his breath, "Oh, I forgot that I started by selling things rather than mining." And he's like, maybe I should. I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about
Making
going
a
out and mining. Let me. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And putting him on the path of mining, then he tries to at least if he's going to be mining, let me make sure that he doesn't mine in this spot where I know there's a ton of gold.
Yeah.
So he creates or he generates the inevitable by just being there. Schrodinger's cat.
Yes, we often meet our destiny on the road we take to avoid it. This is a similar message to our Roanoke story, I would say.
Oh man, we do too much time travel, huh?
No, I don't think so. I think we found our niche. But it's the you meet your destiny on the road you take to avoid it. It's a great tale. You do it with time. One thing, if we did want to avoid time travel, it can be their two stories parallel each other so much that it could be like not a reincarnation, but something like that, and it's a different type of thing he's trying to steer him away from, but inadvertently he steers him into a cave of a different making. Whereas like there's still the flow of time, and it's just history repeats itself with a different cast of characters.
So in this way, it would be like he's this old man who's very rich and is unhappy with his riches, and then he sees this young man who wants to be rich, and has the things that the old man thinks would have made him happy as a younger man, and tries to steer him away from the riches, but in doing so, he connects him and gives him the wisdom or whatever to become rich.
Right, and it's classic greener grass situation where when you're rich and old, all you want is to be young and have a family, and when you're young and have a family, all you want to be is not necessarily old, but all you want to be is rich. But I want to keep your it's the same guy because that's cooler.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm open to whatever, and I'm open to leaving it there, and
I think we can leave it there. We got
leave it there, and then come circle back next week after we've had some time to noodle on it.
Yeah, ruminate. Yeah, it's great, man. I like it. I love the big on the old western theme now. I'm not watching or doing anything with the old west theme. It just seems nice. The think about Red Dead a lot after watching The Last of Us.
Dude,
I'd be like, can you guys make us a Red Dead? Can you make us a Red Dead TV show? It'd be nice. Asking for it. Well, do you have a title in mind?
Oh, shoot. I don't really have a title in mind.
Okay. It might come to us. How do people come up with the like I think about this too, like amazing titles, like Silence of the Lambs. Like you read that title, you don't, obviously everyone has the connection with the movie and the book now, but like you would never think it's about a Quantico trainee who is hunting down a serial killer that skins people. Like there's just this offshoot about her hearing screaming lambs in the night or from her past, and it's the Silence of the Lambs. It's like that's so big brain energy. I don't know how people come up with those titles.
I think it's cocaine. No, but I think that there's probably a mix of origins for things like that, but I would imagine that there's a lot of things that have that title, and you have the title, and you're like, I want this to be like like metaphorical, or just take this title, and it's more symbolic of the themes of the movie rather than directly something that is like said in the movie or something.
Yeah.
You come up with a line in your writing process that you're like, oh, this is great. So like working title here would be, well, I guess we got to figure out what do we want this time travel aspect, or I think I don't know. I think we circle back, but for this episode we'll need a title, right?
And we'll have to lock it in because the next two parts are going to be we can be like Untitled Old West Flick Part 1. Time, because either way we deal with the idea that history repeats itself.
Yeah, it's
a loop. We're basically just on the same merry-go-round.
Looper.
Right, Looper. Wow. Throwback to that haunted half Bruce Willis, half Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Freaky, dude.
Terror. Oh, gosh. Ooh.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Done.
I don't know.
The Golden Carousel.
The Golden Carousel. One of those like, why the heck did they name it the Golden
That's sick,
Carousel?
dude. That's a sick title. Come on.
Okay. All right.
The Golden Carousel?
Cool. The Golden Carousel. And maybe it's like, maybe when as he's an old man, he like goes to like a park or something. Not like not in a creepy way, but
Not
like
in a creepy
he
way.
just looks at the families having fun on the carousel, and we just keep going round and round.
Oh man, absolutely,
Right.
dude.
Let's go.
And then Nick Cage is up in the golden grassy knoll.
Oh god, I saw this reel, and it was like rating the presidents on likelihood of surviving a trip through downtown Dallas, and it was like coming in at number 46. Too soon. Anyway. But yeah, the Golden Carousel,
cool.
Part 1.
Part 1.
I got a connection for you.
Sick.
All right,
I'm gonna.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh.
Give it to me.
Were you gonna do something?
No. I'm saying I'm gonna get this one faster than last time.
All right, here we go. I thought of it one way, and there may be another way that I can't even. I didn't imagine, but here we go. Jeff, I want you to connect for me Daniel DeVito.
Okay.
And Octavia Spencer.
Daniel DeVito and Octavia Spencer. Let's see here. Can I use documentaries?
Is it a documentary feature?
No, it's a documentary series.
Yeah, you can use it.
Okay, this one I'm going to do this TV and documentary.
Okay.
So, Octavia Spencer is in Spirited with Ryan Reynolds, who is in Welcome to Wrexham with Rob McElhenney, who is in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with Daniel DeVito. But let me
nice. Yeah.
Let me do a real one.
Yeah.
This is a movie podcast. This is not we don't talk about TV.
This is an entertainment podcast. It just for the sakes of this game it is a movie game.
Okay. Yeah. So we're trying to get from Danny DeVito.
We gotta stop saying
Danny
Daniel.
DeVito to Octavia Spencer. All right, let's see here. Let's go and say. All right, we're there. All right, we have Danny DeVito. Oh, yes. No. Okay. All right, let's see. How are we going to do this? Danny DeVito. Okay. All right, here we go. Danny DeVito is in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Nice. Yeah.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Who is in The Departed.
Yes.
Oh, no. I've done this very incorrectly.
Oh, did you go back to...
I got back to Danny DeVito.
That's the worst. It's the worst feeling.
But here we go. Yeah, let me go from Danny DeVito back to Danny DeVito.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
You got Danny DeVito in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is in The Departed with Matt Damon. Matt Damon is in Good Will Hunting with Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is in Daredevil with Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell is in Dumbo with Danny DeVito.
Way to get there. Speaking of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, I'm excited for, I think the movie's just called Air. It's the movie, but I'm very excited for that.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me do the actual challenge of this one. Let's see. All right, okay. Let me just do this out and see if it actually gets me anywhere.
Just keep going.
All right, so Octavia Spencer is in Dinner for Schmucks with Steve Carell, who is in Crazy Stupid Love with Ryan Gosling, who is in who is in...
What? Yeah.
What?
I just can't... That led me... There is a lead from Crazy Stupid Love to Danny DeVito.
I'm sure there is. But let me do what I was going to do.
Yeah. Keep going.
Ryan Gosling is Crazy Stupid Love, and he's also in Blade Runner 2049 with Harrison Ford, who is in Star Wars The Force Awakens with Adam Driver, who is in The Last Duel with Matt Damon, who is in The Departed with Jack Nicholson, who is in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Danny DeVito.
Excellent. Very well done. So you could have gone to Crazy Stupid Love to Emma Stone to Birdman with Michael Keaton.
Birdman.
Batman, Penguin.
That would have been good.
Yeah. The one I had was Danny DeVito is in Hercules.
Got it.
With Rip Torn.
Rip Torn. Wait, is Rip Torn Zeus?
Yes. In Hercules with Rip Torn. Rip Torn is in Men in Black. He has a uncredited role in the third one. But you could get there obviously with Will Smith or whatever. So Rip Torn is in Men in Black with Men in Black 3 with Jermaine Clement, and Jermaine Clement is in Dinner for Schmucks with Octavia Spencer.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good moves. That was a good one.
Thanks. Yeah, I was like, I want to use an animated movie.
Yeah.
Let's think of one, and then I was like, oh, Danny DeVito in Hercules.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go listen to the Hercules soundtrack, and I'll see you next week.
I will see you next week too. I'll be Ryan probably next week.
I'm planning on being Jeff, but we'll see.
Okay. We'll see. The identity crisis. Who knows who's gonna show up?
Who knows? Might do half a beard next time.
Half beard, do it.
All right.
You do like that guy on the A's. Remember when he had like a?
Oh yeah, the monkey tail.
Monkey tail. That implies the mouth is something unsavory at the end of the tail.
Well, the tail starts here and then it goes.
Yeah, that's true. But then it goes into the baseball fans out there, opening day next Thursday.
That's
I think
risky call.
Risky call
to date this.
Oh yeah. Sorry. 30th, 31st. So 2 weeks ago was when opening day was. So, I hope you are enjoying the baseball season.
The baseball season's half over. We'll see you in October.
Who's ready for the All-Star break? I know I am. Anyway.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. If you guys have a good sign-off for us, let us know, because I can't come up. Other than
I got
close
nothing.
the door on your toe, which got vetoed.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Open the door on your toe?
Oh? Let's keep workshopping it.
We'll workshop it. I feel a toe involved. Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know why, but I hate the word toe.